You can tell them lobby is open. I made it so that it's open spectate. I think. Oh no, I made it lobby only. Shoot.
Yeah, are you casting one off stream? Or are we about to find out?
We should just remake the lobby because they also have like 3 people that they need to get in.
They say they're ready. With just one person. Oh, you just sent that to me. Thank you. Max level up.
Yeah, I made another lobby so that we have open spectate.
Can I get in?
Yeah.
Sick. Lane, I think you need to leave it in. Yeah. There.
I just didn't want them to get worried, so I had to post a I'm leaving, this is the last time message.
We just need Boy Wonder.
He's warming up.
Alright, well.
Alrighty. New Xcraze account, ID _ Xcraze.
Yeah. Playing for new team.
Ah. we go.
All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the NACL Qualifier. Game number 3, day number 2, however you want to look at it. It's a 2-0 match between the number 1 seed Team Ambition and the number 18 seed Return of the Middlesticks. Got a little upset to be here, and now we got to upset the number 1 seed in order to lock our spot for the next round without any drama today. Yeah, I'm Maris, Co-Caster's Lane. How are you doing?
I'm doing great this morning. I mean, off to 2-0 start, so RTM's feeling good as well. And excited to play number 1 seed here. Team Ambition just came off their NACL's Summer Qualifier 1 win last week, so excited to see how we match up against them.
Yeah, Lilia LeBlanc, Tristana gone, so are Sichuani Gragas and Renekton? Yes,
that's come through.
And first pick, Kaisa.
This is how the drafts for Team Ambition have gone so far. It has been Kaisa priority, and they've picked that when it's been open the last 2 times. That is going to leave the Maokai Rel open for Return of the Middlesticks. Something we saw them have great success on yesterday, so excited to see them pick that up for themselves again here. So
yeah, so now TA left to answer. The Poppy feels like kind of that next best available jungler open, potentially.
Yeah, definitely so. Likes to match the Maokai, get the lanes ahead, but also gives you that flex option if you want to put it support or top. Probably going to see it in the jungle, but just an option.
Miggy changed his Twitch name too. I don't know about all that.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I knew he changed his in-game name. Why are we changing Twitch names too? That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we like TA. TA's cool dudes. We've never had any particular problem with them. And they have like 1 billion teams and they don't get comp ruled, so they're probably a fine work.
Yeah. That's usually a good way to look at it.
Poppy Rakan for Team Ambition. Rodham gonna take the Zaya? Nope, gonna go be a Phelios for Pop.
Yep. I think I like that a little bit better. We've seen some Zayas being played through the last few days of casting, and I just feel like it's not as impactful as the Aphelios. So Pup gonna go back to that pick. It's looking like RTM's first 2 games. They've got Maokai, Rel, and Aphelios, so definitely a lot of comfort for RTM.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a couple of really good Zaya plays. It feels like a nice defensive pick, but it just doesn't have the same damage potential as the Aphelios and the Kaisa. So, and they already have Kaisa, so you don't need to take the Zaya away, right?
Right.
Anyway, Cassante gone. TA looking at mid and top lane. I mean, we're on solo lanes probably, unless you're flexing Maokai or Poppy.
You could flex the Kaisa a bit as well. I've seen that a little bit, but usually it's into LeBlanc matchups, so doesn't seem like it's an always pick type of option, or always play there. Sante gone, Darius gone. I think we're going to see some more top lane focus here.
Yeah, that would make sense. We saw how volatile that matchup can be yesterday. The Darius versus Renekton lane kind of flipping everything.
Jack's going to be banned away. So RTM's going to have to blind something here. My guess is it'll probably be mid because you've got Syndra, you've got Ahri. Just kind of safe blind picks to be able to pick up here.
Yep, that would make the most sense. RTM using all their time.
Yeah, Nico's up as well.
Oh.
And Olaf is going to be the pick. Kind of like this. You already see some like CC out of Team Ambition. Olaf makes a lot of sense as a pretty safe blind and is, I think, the best melee top laner available left for Crook. I don't know.
Yeah, now it's going to allow Porsche to get some sort of spicy counter pick if he wants to against the Olaf. And
I feel like
Gangplank could
Olaf
be a
does pretty good in the
surprise.
Gangplank. Yeah.
this locked in?
It is going to be
We're gonna
locked.
see Gangplank.
Yeah. Kind of surprised to see that come through. I feel like Olaf does really well in a Gangplank, at least in my knowledge of the matchup. But you know, if Gangplank is kind of left unattended, he's able to kind of free scale and will be able to support the team well. Annie coming in as a pretty safe blind. No, it is going to be Jace. So I think this can work out. You've got double AD topside. My guess is that means that Kaisa is going to go for the AP, going to go the static shiv build, and be the lone AP damage source.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage coming out of Team Ambition and a lot of targets that now you need to try to whittle down and kill if you return to the Middlesticks. Syndra for Max, he's had a couple really good Syndra games. It's going to be the Annie. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised as well. I mean, it's definitely something Max comfortable on, but the Annie pick in here maybe just helps with some of that blow up potential. I think they just have a lot of good targets for it. You've got Gangplank, you've got Jace, you've got Kaisa, and Annie can just eliminate any of those with the click of a button. So I think it makes some sense here. Syndra can do that as well, but you can support the team a little bit better with your stuns and setup. So
yeah, it's also something that we've seen Max play quite a bit, so it's not off the tier list or anything by any means. It's just he's had such good games on Syndra. It just feels weird that he's not going back to that. But maybe you like the Annie and the Jace matchup. I have no idea how any of that is going to work out.
Yep, mid lane matchup's not my forte, so
I feel like most mid lane matchups come down to you can farm.
Yep, it's just I think there's a lot of priority on like if you're able to roam as well. I feel like Jace will have better clear for sure, but it's going to be up to him to kind of do something in this lane pre-6. But once Annie gets access to that ultimate, I think it gets pretty scary for the Jace. So if he's not far enough ahead at that point, I think this is when things could start to turn to that matchup.
Professor has wanted me to know that Porsche's a millionaire on Gangplank, 1,300,000 mastery points on Gangplank. So
Very nice, very nice.
that's the consideration for that pick.
Yeah. I know that Dogkachu in the mid lane really likes the AD mids, AD assassins. Really likes playing those melee matchups. So played a good game of Jace yesterday. So going back to that here.
Yeah, and again, this is a 2-0 match, so winner of this match will automatically qualify for the group stage that comes next, and has a chance to, secure themselves a really big seed later on. That's all I've really got. I don't have too much to add to that. It's a big game, but it's you get a couple more chances if you do lose.
Definitely so. And I think it, this is the harder part of the bracket because we are in Swiss. These are all the 2-0 teams, especially with our team being ranked in the middle of the pack. We are going to get good seeds on the rest of our games, the best seed available probably for the next 2 games, regardless of how it ends up. So,
yeah,
well, at least for this one and next.
Yeah, we'll have to see if there's some fun 1-1 upsets, because that would be, if we did lose this game and there were some 1-1 upsets, you could get a little bit easier of a matchup. But we also have already played number 5, so there's a lot of nuance to how everything could possibly break out, so we'll just have to see. And maybe we won't need to worry about it. Maybe we just smash Team Ambition here and go on with our day.
That certainly would be nice. I am expecting it to be a really competitive game here. RTM definitely playing comfort, definitely playing what they know, and we've seen a lot of these champions already in the first 2 games. So going back to that here, I think can be sometimes the difference maker is what playing what you're comfortable and playing what you've been practicing. So
yeah, and even remembering back 2 days ago, standing up pretty well against the number 2 team. How much better could the number 1 team be, right?
yeah, I mean TA last time around I think was rated number 3 seed. Obviously, voters respecting their first qualifier win for the summer, so getting that number 1 spot after that.
Well, 10 seconds to go, and then we'll see how everything's going to shake out to start out day number 2 of the North American Challenger League qualifier. Oh, I didn't cue the Monday Night Football music. That was the...
You got to continue the meme from yesterday.
There we go. Okay. It's apparently 18 seconds until you hit the bump, 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 and then...
Good to know for next game. Good to know. we're timing things as it goes. Don't expect the teams to do much here as they entered on the map. It'll probably just be a 5-point, pretty standard. My guess is that one of the teams might try to group up to get a deep ward for jungle pathing reasons, but so far, not a ton of interaction.
Yeah, Limo keeps walking in and seeing if Drakowski's still there, and he is. Look, he's still there. That's about as much info as is being gathered right now.
Yep.
I
Both
guess
ADCs opting for the Cole, which is kind of interesting. Level 1.
I guess Crook probably also sees Porsche standing there, which
Yeah.
isn't insignificant because that means that they're not like doing a 3-man invade. Kind of interesting the boy Wonder's just hanging out over the wall, maybe looking to punish Limo if he walks too far in with Max's stun available. But
yeah,
nothing really going to happen, it looks like, for this particular level 1 as everyone heads back to their respective sides. And Limo is taking a bit of a jaunt through his jungle as he's headed down to his Raptors, which gets spotted immediately by Max's ward. That's really nice.
Yeah, very good. Both the mid laners actually warding out here. Dogkachu got one onto the Raptors of Drakowski, so I think both teams are going to be aware of where the starting positions are of these junglers, which always really helpful information. Man, that Gangplank passive coming through early.
With Porsche already able to set up the barrel, it gets really hard to walk in and contest anything as any melee champion.
Yep.
You have to either be actively contesting the barrel or, very respectful of it. And we're going to have to be respectful of it, it looks like. Or maybe just take a bunch of damage if you're Crook and hope your lifesteal carries you through. It's level 2's hit for Levitate and Snow in the bottom lane. On Missing Mako is Snow, too. Is his preferred summoner name, I guess. It's all caps, so you have to yell it, right?
That is the customary thing. Crook is really getting bullied by Porsche here. The Gangplank passive being used super well. I think that may bring out Crook's teleport here early. He's going to have to base.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough early lane so far for Crook. Normally, you expect Olaf to have pretty good time early on in lanes, but Gangplank passive is a thing, and he just walks in and shoots you with his gun, and that's kind of rough too. It's a lot of poke early on to deal with, but usually you kind of settle in between now and like level 6, and then it just kind of tapers off until Gangplank hits a couple of items.
Yeah. That is going to be a lot of pressure. It's going to be interesting to see where Return of the Middlesticks is able to apply some pressure. They don't really have pushing lanes, I think, really anywhere. Bot lane's going to be about even, and top can be swung, but you do expect Gangplank to have priority in that lane, especially with what has transpired here in the early game.
Oh, Boy Wonder didn't get that stun. Just a little wide on his lanes. I hate that the rel rework has made me try to learn different rel ability names. Like before, the only one that mattered was Crash Down and Magnet Storm, but now you have to know the Q too, and that's really I have no idea.
It is unfortunate.
It's just the Q, it's the lands.
So far, not a ton of action in the early game, but as I say that, Drakowski going to get some Raptors with Max's support.
Yeah, Boy Wonder and Pup walking on through. They get the knock up onto Snow. I don't know that this translates to a whole lot more than just a little bit of extra damage. Pup has to be careful as he's starting to kite back. Limo is in the area. Drakowski is a little bit slow to rotate here, so it's the kite back for Return of the Middlesticks. And now they still haven't spotted Limo. This could be really devastating if Drakowski doesn't zip on down, or they might even try to catch Drakowski. Max is taken pretty low. Dog Kachu is pretty low. They do turn immediately onto Drakowski. Ooh. Oh, Kachu is just fine, able to survive the last disintegrate. Crook, meanwhile, has the shove in top lane, so that's looking a little bit better after going back and buying the Sheen for Porsche.
Yeah, unfortunate that Max wasn't able to get that kill, but nice job by TA there to expect that Drakowski would roam down, punishing him walking through that bush alone, and in the end, the first blood going to go over to TA.
Yeah, a little unlucky that there hadn't been any opportunity for Pup and Boy Wonder to ward that side bush. It's traditionally, just lit up like a Christmas tree. Like, no one leaves that bush unwarded pretty much at any point in the game. So, a little fortunate. And now Limo has worked his way into the top lane, and Crook hits the Ghost, and then I'm not really sure what that was all about. I guess he was trying to avoid getting smacked into the wall, but
yeah, I think that's the only thing that makes sense, but he definitely just ends up walking straight to them, so now Wave's in a really rough spot for him. Ghost not down, or Ghost is down, teleport down. He's gonna have to walk back here, and so Limo making a really nice roam to skip all the camps there and just go straight to that top side to punish.
Yeah, and even gets to steal away the Raptors of Drakowski. Crook's on a reset and looking maybe to get a little punish here. He's trying to find Kachu, but gets pinned into the wall by Limo. In comes the Cannon Barrage as well. They'll take out Kachu first, and everyone escapes Return of the Middlesticks. So on the board, 2-1 now. Little stun action. Boy Wonder just winning the supportal combat. Pup is going to be the first one able to rotate. And, Snow's going to have to dash over the wall. He can afford to wait there until his W comes back up, apparently. So he's fine.
Yeah.
Is not going to have a good time for just a second.
No.
He's already pretty low, and Limo is going to zone him all the way back down to mid lane.
I really like what Limo's doing here. He's just letting his GP free scale, letting this freeze continue. Drakowski might come to bail him out.
Drakowski trying to escort him back to the minion wave, but even hitting the ult, it gets the flash out of Limo, but that's not a huge prize, honestly, and now he's still going to have to back, and he's still going to have to take that long walk back up to top lane, while Porsche is just continuing to hit some minions.
Yeah, luckily the top lane has unfrozen, so it's going to go back. I don't really mind what Crook tried to do there. His lane state was just in such a rough spot.
Oh, Snow is taken very low. The Ignite and one last auto chases him down. The Flamethrower from Pup finishes off the kill, and a little 2v2 kill for Pup and Boy Wonder, and now we're even in kills, still behind about 1,000 gold though, because of really the good work from Limo to help enable Porsche up in the top lane.
Yeah, really good on Limo to do that, but it's nice that RTM's able to find something, create for themselves here, just in that 2v2, so gonna be happy about that.
A little shock blast from Kachu on the Max. starting to do a little bit of damage. He's got the serrated Dirk now. I am kind of curious. I guess that's Eclipse probably for Kachu. I don't know Jace builds particularly well.
Yeah. This top lane dominance from Porsche here early is going to mean that I think TA is going to get this Rift Herald pretty much uncontested. Not really anything RTM can do to walk in against him, especially with Crook being as behind as he is.
Yeah, and there's no dragon trade, at least yet, for Return of the Middlesticks, so it's just an uncontested objective, which is what you don't want to have happen in the early game.
Yeah, especially the Rift Herald, which you know, has the opportunity to bring you more gold than any other objective early on. That first Rift Herald, of course, usually used to get some extra plates, so we'll have to see where they end up throwing that, which lane they'd look to accelerate. I would think that they'd want to continue putting pressure on this top side. But with the dragon up, it may end up going bot or mid.
Yeah, Drakowski's worked himself into this mid lane area. Kachu appears aware of it, as his positioning is very defensive now. Around the bottom side
The
of this
slowest
mid lane.
auto attack animation we're seeing. Boy Wonder clearing the ward in the dragon pit.
It's like watching Jin, who'd already fired a shot, try to clear a pink ward. Just have to stand there awkwardly and reload.
TA is now set up their vision around this dragon, trying to spot out RTM from doing it. Crook was in a tough spot, roams down.
Oh, stun onto Kachu. They drop the bear. Do they have the damage? They do finally with the last disintegrate. Crook trying to get away, but the cannon barrage means that he cannot. And Limo picks up his third kill of the game. So 1-for-1 trade is ultimately what happens on that roam, and Crook continues to just hemorrhage CS up in the top side.
Yeah, but with the wave state and the way it was, it's just so hard for him to walk up. I like that he's trying to be proactive after getting behind, trying to do something to save some of his time so that at least he can try to accelerate his teammates, and then hopefully that's his route back into the game. But yeah, this mounting pressure is going to be something they have to deal with.
Well, and taking the mid laner off the rift means that you can grab yield dragon number 1, so small dragon advantage, if nothing else. It's not a dragon advantage for TA, and now a big play in the bottom lane as the Nature's Grass comes in. Can they actually get on to Snow or levitate Snow? Low, one more auto from Pup secures the kill onto the support, and the bot lane for RTM finds another little kill. The Kraken Slayer completed for Pup. You saw doing a little bit of extra damage on his third auto there, and now get a couple of plates, and this seems like the lane you get to play around now if you return to the Middlesticks.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a game where it's going to be top side versus bot side with the way that things early have shaken out. Puppe and Boy Wonder have done a great job getting that lead, and then Drakowski coming down to help exacerbate that situation is really nice. Gonna get the plate, gonna get the kill, and walk out of there with RTM only behind 500 gold here.
A little extra shock blast from Kachu made that a good trade for him.
Definitely so. Does have the Merc treads now. Very powerful against the two champs that you're expecting to see in that lane, the Annie and the Maokai. But O2 waiting for more here.
Oh, Crook hit the Jets just to try to chase down Porsche, but Porsche heads up, very quick flash, able to escape all of that pressure, and it's going to help Crook secure another wave in top lane, but ultimately doesn't really amount in a whole lot there. But you have to try something. You have to get Crook at least to a point where he's useful, right?
Yep. I think Crook here is taking the bet that his bot side will eventually be strong enough that he's going to be able to free farm because Gangplank's going to be forced
here.
to
They
do
drop the
something.
Rift Herald. This is getting a little bit risky now onto Pup. They get the knock up, they get the damage through, and Levitate picks up that kill. Rift Herald going to be cleaned up eventually. They're going to pull Snow away. He's just dead. Yeah. That was a little weird, but it's 1-for-1 on the bot lane dive. The extra plates going into Levitate's pocket, though. helps out at the end of that one. And now they're looking for Limo as Drakowski onto him. They'll get the stun from Max as he's thrown down. They drop the bear. It should be able to eventually chase Poppy down with a little bit of CC. Oh, Drakowski's going to flash and just to make sure. Shutdown goes to Max.
Yeah, and that's an extra bit of gold into Max's pocket. 3-0 here already on the ante. Having himself a really, really good game. But TA made a nice play towards that bot side to help get themselves back into it. RTM at least was able to pick up some additional gold, but overall, pretty even turn of events. And the gold lead reflects that. Nobody's really completely pulled away in this one.
Yeah, it's
about a 1 key difference.
It's pretty even across the board except top lane. And
Yep.
hit X and you can just see, I mean, it's about a 1,000 gold difference, and it's about a 1,000 gold difference, and there you go. That's it. Didn't need my PhD, that I definitely have.
The calculus courses didn't need to come out for that.
Yeah, I didn't need to be Dr. Nasus. Or... Well, let's take a look. A couple of these items starting to come through. It is the Eclipse on the Jace. You have your Static Shiv already finished on Levitate, and he's headed for Nashers, so it's going to be almost certainly that full AP build that we've been seeing pop up.
Yep. Here at 14 minutes, second Rift Herald spawn, and Limo is right on top of that. Again, really hard for our team to contest with the top side in the state that it is, but going to be a free Herald here. And that may unlock the second dragon for them as well if they're able to use that to get priority in a lane and get first step towards that Drake. Kaisa completing the static Shiv as we see that activate down here.
Yeah, to Crook's benefit, it hasn't gotten any worse. So he's he's kind of buckled in and started to get some of these minions now. Drakowski and Limo just going to exchange pleasantries as junglers occasionally do.
Yeah, very occasional, especially for the two tanks to try to take the solo kills without backup. So that is going to be the play here for Team Ambition. They are going to drop the Rift Herald in mid.
Oh, but Boy Wonder and Pup are already here. They're trying to find Limo. Can they actually catch him? The end of the Nature's Grasp does. Keeper's Verdict just sends away the Rel, and the Moonlight Vigil secures the kill. Max is just scrapping with Kachu. He has the flash away, but the teleport in from Crook on top of Tibbers, as now he's going to look to chase down the Jace. Little slow from the Undertow, is able to secure that one, and Max escapes with his life. And the Dragon going to go the way of ROTM. The Rift Herald crashed all the way through that mid lane tower, which is maybe a little bit unfortunate if you return to the Middlesticks, but ultimately a good play for them. And now maybe even a little bit more as they're looking to just herd Snow and Levitate in. The Magnet Storm used. Crook and Porsche going at it up in top lane. The little bit extra damage, I think, from the Cannon Barrage is just enough for the solo kill for Porsche. They'll finish off Snow in the alcove, and this is just turned into a little bit of a mess, but it looks like the bottom lane tower is going to fall if Pup and Max win it. And yeah, they finally do as they walk up and are going to take that one down. Yeah, how do you feel like that play went?
Honestly, it ended up pretty even. RTM did get some of the starting kills there. Of course, they pick up Limo. Oh no.
Limo is back already. Found Boy Wonder. A little stun action from him. Oh, the Void Seeker's going to land. That means probably death for Boy Wonder. Drakowski, I don't think really even wants to walk in. And he's going to use the Nature's Grasp, but it's a little bit too late. And a little extra kill at the end for Team Ambition. Yep,
definitely so. RTM is going to want to play around these Drakes. I would say the play pretty much even, I feel like. They did have to move Cookie Crook down to kind of help out there. And they did get the Dragon, get more kills, but Team Ambition, if you notice, has picked up all three of the outer towers. So that is going to be a lot of this gold difference here. Crook in a rough spot. Does have the ultimate, but I don't think he's going to get out of this one.
Yeah, just trying to walk out the bottom side. He might have done it. Oh, Void Seeker. No, here comes the quickening from Snow. He's still almost able to outpace them, though. Levitate eventually picks up that kill. And Yeah, as good as some of these grouped up plays have been for Return of the Middlesticks, it's still been the constant trade back from Team Ambition, and the gold lead has even extended a little bit in favor of TA throughout all of this.
Yeah, I mean, Porsche is just so far ahead. I mean, he's at 191 farm, 18 minutes in the game, so already over 10 CS a minute, and that's on Gangplank as well. So you're getting even more gold on those minions because of the Gangplank passive. So Gangplank is going to be in a very strong spot to carry this game with the cannon barrage, with the barrels. I would not be surprised if we see at some point later in this game a barrel almost one-tapping somebody with the way things are trending.
Yeah, I also really like that Limo is so far ahead on the Poppy as kind of the solo front line for Team Ambition as well. That sets them up to be able to team fight, which it wasn't a guarantee necessarily with their comp.
Yeah, definitely not. This Jace is a little bit behind here. Has farmed well to keep up. So it's going to be really up to Max and Puppe for RTM to play really well and kill the carries in the Kaisa and especially the Gangplank. Try to get on those guys first.
Yeah, Crook is grouped up around mid lane. He's going to walk in and find Limo here. You can't chase too far because Porsche's up there. Drakowski is just in on Levitate, but there's no real follow-up? I'm not really sure what's happening right now. It feels like the game kind of breaking down around ROTM. They're looking for a kill on Porsche. Pup is here, able to secure that one, but they leave Max out to dry during the process. Pup able to flash away. A lot of damage coming through, but just not able to find that one. Good Void Seeker going to land. Doesn't have the ult, so there's no immediate chase to follow up. It's just going to be the chunk of damage. Pup and Boy Wonder trying to get out of here. Maybe look for the turn. Limo and Snow are pretty low. Levitate, not the healthiest, but Kachu is going to be the first one to respond and try to help out. Void Seeker on to Boy Wonder, and now they've completely found everything. Can Pup pick up any extra kills? It doesn't look like it. It's 2 more for Team Ambition, and they've really blown the game open now. It's about a 5,000 gold lead. All those towers down, and RTM left looking for a couple of answers.
Yeah, and that's just off the back of RTM just not being coordinated there. It's just split fights across the map. It seems like 2v2s, Drakowski went in by himself, and kind of feeling the pressure, I think, for RTM, feeling like they needed to do something, feeling like they were behind. But yeah, that has put them into a deep hole here as we head into the 20-minute mark with Baron spawning.
It's not the full AP build from Levitate. He's going Rage Blade as his 3rd item.
Yeah. Not picking up the AP Mythic here.
Yeah, I guess it's still a lot of magic damage, but it's not the I'm only poking with W Kaisa.
Yep. I really appreciate how much Limo has just played around his strong lanes, or just kind of wasting the laner's time, especially Crook has just kind of been sitting in the jungle paths, but we're going to see set up around this dragon. Poppy Hammer coming out.
Oh, didn't hit.
By Boy Wonder.
The dragon reset, though, because of the little step back, and now Limo looking for the re-engage. How much are you willing to sacrifice for this dragon? It looks like nothing if you're returning the Middlesticks. They're going to just give this one up.
Yep. And we saw how impactful the Cannon Barrage there was for the Gangplank. Be able to just drop it on RTM, and they're just getting chunked while they do the dragon. So I think TA is going to have also a path to this Baron. Max is TPing in on the top side.
Oh no, he's going to walk right into danger. Yeah, over the wall. Oh! That was a tricky little flash from Max. He's able to escape everything after teleporting in. We'll pause at 22:30. Thank you, Riot Spectator Client. Oh. Max? Oh, he didn't hit the Tibbers. Oh no. Well, yeah. And Pup died. That's really bad. Yeah, this falls apart pretty quickly now with with no Max and no Pup.
Yeah. The 2 carries for RTM that are tasked with doing all the damage, not here. So this should be a free Baron, and yeah, things just going from bad to worse for RTM. in this stage of the game.
Is this the
Boy
big
Wonder?
Boy Wonder steal? Oh, we got
Goodbye.
the barrel.
Drakowski is still alive here. It may try to find a desperate steal, but the rest of the team is gonna chase him off that below the Maokai ult, and not much that can be done now.
Yeah, Crook looking to see if he can pick up an extra scrap if somebody didn't recall on the same timer, but everything very technically clean from Team Ambition, and now the game gets even harder for Return of the Middlesticks as it continues on. It's about a 10k gold deficit. Looking for Porsche here. Oh, the Moonlight.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness, that burn! What the
Yep.
hell was that?
Gangplank is a little bit strong. Yeah, we're seeing that gold lead from the early game transferred beautifully on Porsche, and just finding solo kill after solo kill.
Yeah, I think if you're looking back at this one as an RTM fan, early game, early mid game, get a big check mark. You did everything that you could possibly do to give yourself a chance to win, and then it just kind of fell apart around the mid game. They're gonna get a nice little pick onto Snow. I don't know how much that really helps in the grand scheme of things, as the rest of the base just gets exploded around them, but they at least found a positive play. Boy Wonder in. Oh, he doesn't get the crash down damage. It doesn't really matter as they're able to pick off the Gangplank. They lose the Rel in the process. Meanwhile, here comes Crook. I'm not really sure. It's a little bit of a mess. It's going to ultimately be a small win unless Kachu can just somehow clean this one up. He sees Max has his passive stacked and immediately flashes back out. But now Crook might have overextended just a little bit. The knockback. Can he find an angle? Oh, that was such a good shock blast. It's just the trade.
Woo!
And Pup flashes forward. It's not quite the ace because Snow is now respawned, but it's 5 kills for 3. And this is maybe what you want to see if you're Return of the Middlesticks. Your 2 carries are now alive and everybody else is dead.
Yeah, and that was a ton of shutdown gold also that went into RTM. So going to be feeling pretty good about that. Really well executed fight with the game on the line there. And Puppe is going to be potentially in some danger here, but Boy Wonder comes through.
Yeah, Boy Wonder is here. They're trying to turn this one back onto Porsche. Pup, you cannot go melee range against the Gangplank, though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, after Gangplank died there, he picked up an item and a half, so significantly stronger than he was just a few seconds ago. Snow not
Snow
getting
was
caught
fine.
out.
Yeah,
Close
he's
one.
just doing the recon thing.
So now RTM's definitely gonna have to wait for Puppe to come back to have a shot at this. Oh boy.
Yeah, you can see they're just trying to clear the minion wave, even using the Nature's Grasp to try to finish off some of those minions. But Limo, as we mentioned, he's had himself a pretty good game on the Poppy, so he can just tank up the tower through everything. And now with this minion wave being escorted in, I don't know that you fight on this wave if you're RTM. I think this is just to give this tower angle. It might be a fight, though, as Hex Slash over the wall from Boy Wonder.
Cannon Barrage going down, not finding too much damage there. It is going to enable them to get the turret.
Levitate walked in for one auto to kill the tower, and then Limo and Boy Wonder did some crowd control to each other, and now everybody's going to back off.
Yeah, I still feel like this fight isn't quite done yet. Drakowski's probably waiting for that go button in his ultimate to come back up before our team wants to look for something, but in a straight up 5v5, they may have an opportunity just because the Gangplank Cannon Barrage is down, but critically gotta watch out for those barrels.
Yeah, I really liked you highlighted earlier. I just wanted to make the point again. Limo, the way that he sacrificed his own time to waste Crook's time throughout the whole game was really, really impressive, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it done to the extent that Limo had done it. It was just really fun. I just wanted to highlight that again.
Yeah,
I don't. You don't need all the.
Matchup, like,
yeah, you don't need all the praise. to go to Porsche and Kachu and Levitate, who are doing a bunch of damage, who have had good games. I just really wanted to highlight Limo because it's some Poppy masterclass so far, other than the like one ult whiff, but you can forgive that.
Oh yeah, I mean he got stunned out of it, so
Yeah.
you know, feel too bad. But Baron going to be spawning up here. I think we're going to see some pressure relief towards the base of RTM with that objective on. Ward's going to be cleared out here from Team Ambition, trying to get the vision line set up so that they can take this Baron very safely. Scary to walk through the jungle here with Gangplank barrels available.
God, Max has put like 5 abilities into that Poppy and barely dented the shield.
Yep. It's going to be up to Puppet to kill the Poppy, but I think that's the least of their concerns, to be honest. They need to be focusing the other targets of Team Ambition, probably the Gangplank first if they can, so.
Yeah, I think the Gangplank and the Kaisa definitely deserve a little bit more focus than the Poppy does, for sure. It just... I guess that was just for the shield.
Yep.
It looked a little weird because everybody was walking toward him, but...
Baron is up and started for TA. Oh man, that gets burned so fast with the Gangplank passive.
Our team's just not there. In comes the Magnet Storm, gets interrupted on the crash down. Well, fight attempt from RTM, and immediately half of the team gets sent away. Max tries to seize his moment.
God.
He almost blows up Porsche, but just gets shot once and dies, and the rest of Team Ambition collapses and takes down Pup.
Yeah. Eddie just got one shot. That was the barrel. We saw it. Yeah. Not much that RTM could do. That Baron went down faster than I think they were expecting, but Gangplank passive was enough to absolutely destroy that. And Team Ambition picking up the game here, mostly through the topside play of Porsche and Limo.
Yeah. Tchaikovsky and Crook just trying to buy any time that they can. It isn't going to be enough. Spoiler alert. And Team Ambition can improve to 3-0. They'll qualify for the group stage and continue their warpath through the NACL qualifiers. Yeah, there's some good moments to take. Well, Pup going to pick up an extra kill. Why not? Eventually, the Nexus dies. There's some good moments, though, from Return to the Middlesticks. I think some positive things to build on, especially around the early game. But now, a little bit back to the drawing board. Now 2-1. Need to win one of the next 2 if you return to the Middlesticks, and we'll see who we get to play.
Yep. Expecting another tough matchup in the next one, so got to come away feeling pretty okay about the performance. Just had one big misstep in the mid game, and TA took it from there.
Yeah. We'll be right... Well, it won't be right back. I'm going to put on some music while we find our next opponent. We'll hopefully see you soon.
All right. Figured out our matchup after a long deliberated discussion. We're going to be playing number 7 seed Komodo. The organizers had a rough time figuring out how to deal with repeat matchups, but we got it sorted out. you hear Mr. Maris? Okay. There is. It was created late. We had to tell them in support that we didn't see one once we saw people were posting drafts. After we had to coach them through how to do their matchups correctly. It's a good time. Ooh, I'm excited to see it on stream. I just assume it's a Komodo dragon, but I get it. I get it. We've started up. Not important.
Stream. Cool, there we go. Nice. Now welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for 2-1 match. Winner advances to the group stage. Loser has to play in a 2-2 match. We've banned Karthus and Rengar and Tristana. And Komodo has banned Rel Olaf and Maokai.
Yep. We have been playing a lot of those champions, so especially the Rel and Maokai. RTM not wanting to give over the kind of like hard carry junglers, so I'm gonna pick Poppy here. It looks like on the first rotation, and I expect with LeBlanc being up that RTM will also go for the LeBlanc. We'll have to see.
Well, Poppy. 1 for 1 so far. Yeah, LeBlanc makes a lot of sense. Aphelios makes some semblance of sense, but I think that you can get a higher priority champion. You don't need to rush on the Aphelios if you want it.
Yep. And LeBlanc could be hovered. And locked. Or RTM.
Alright, so Komodo then. You've seen a juggler? Maybe find
My
a
guess
support
is we're gonna see. We'll probably see Nautilus, and I do think we'll probably see a jungler with the jungle pool already being pinched somewhat with Rel Maokai. Ooh, the Rumble gonna be hovered. This pick has been creeping up in priority quite a bit. It's been getting steady buffs over the last few patches. It's just kind of a nuisance to play melee into, especially. I can be flexed between mid and top as well, so I don't mind the pick right here either.
Yeah, we're not gonna rumble in the jungle today.
I don't think so. It would be a surprise.
No one's seen my rumble support. Komodo's score, so it's a Swiss, so we're playing teams with the same record as us no matter what. So everyone's 2-1 in this match, specifically. But yeah, there's the Nautilus to pair with the Kaisa. This feels like an Aphelios. Oh. I don't...
Yeah.
Braum isn't like particularly good into Rumble. I wonder what you're seeing that makes you want the Braum.
It's the Nautilus. It's just really, really strong counter into Nautilus. It's also pretty decent into Kaisa because she's kind of a short range ADC. Especially if she dives in the back line, you can just, you know, bop her on the head with the Braum passive and let the rest of the team do the work. So, it is going to be the takeaway here. The only thing is, Nautilus can be flexed to jungle or mid, so we could see that flexed out here. But RTM going to continue banning away junglers. The Lee Sin going next.
Yeah, it seems like they're particularly worried about more carry style junglers, so I think it would be a bit of a surprise for RTM if Nautilus were the jungler here.
Definitely so. Maybe just trying to force it that way too. They could be trying to force this Nautilus to the jungle. Man, a lot of jungle picks coming out here. The Lilia gonna be the last one. Oh, maybe not. Switch to the Kazante.
Seems fair.
So, expecting. Well, our team doesn't really have anything to blind. Or they have things to blind, but you know they're not picking blind here, I guess.
Yeah, you grab AD. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why you wouldn't. Unless you're going the surprise Sivir again. Oh, it's the counter. All right.
Yep.
This is the matchup. You play Tryndamere into Rumble.
I think the only concern is, with that being hovered, do we see Tryndamere or Rumble get flexed to the mid lane?
Do you care necessarily? Because I'm pretty sure LeBlanc does pretty well against Rumble as well.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That is fair. All the jungle bans have netted the Jarvan pick coming out for Komodo. So I think with Poppy on the table, our team's going to be really happy about that. I don't foresee them putting Poppy top now, especially with a Tryndamere pick. So yep. Jace going to be the last pick here.
A lot of value for Poppy this game.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of value, especially for such an early pick. I think I'm kind of surprised to see Komodo draft a little bit into it. Usually you can kind of draft around it, but there are a lot of champions with a lot of dashes, so you know, you're gonna get some use out of the Poppy W. And Ezreal gonna be the pick for RTM. I like that over the Aphelios that we've seen Pup play.
Yeah, I think
mainly because just Jarvan, Nautilus, yeah. And with the Xayah off the table, I think that is your next bucket of safety is having that Ezreal ease. So overall, I think I'm gonna be pretty happy for RTM. I think like they got a lot of what they wanted in that draft.
Yeah, and there isn't that huge front line that you have to chew through. Like Jarvan Nautilus is chunky, but it's not what we've been seeing out of some of these team comps. So everyone just getting into position in lobby. And we should be ready to go.
There we go. I do like the Komodo logo. That's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's not really a Komodo dragon,
but it is.
He's,
like you said.
Yeah, he's doing his best.
He's sitting there. He's looking cute. At least with what the champions that are hovered right now, it does look like that Rumble is going to go to the top side to go into the counter matchup with the Tryndamere. I know Crook did play the matchup in our warm-up game before this. Played the Trendemir side, so at least has had some warm-up on that.
Yeah, and I know this is just like a pretty popular like LPL LCK counter pick to the Rumble, so just play Trendemir. I can't quite articulate why it's a good matchup, just that people like it.
Yeah, I'm also kind of don't understand why it would be good. Melees usually struggle against Rumble, but you have some innate healing and maybe just you have enough damage with the crit to kind of do things. But I imagine that Rumble really wins the matchup until 6. Trendemir seems like after 6 becomes pretty strong in that matchup.
Yeah,
So.
I think maybe it's just the later the game goes, like Rumble cannot deal with you at 2-3 items. Right. Maybe
Definitely
that's
fair.
the idea. But yeah, again, 2-1 match, so you want to win here and not have to wait on pins and needles
Go to the
for the
final
last
one.
game. Yeah, that's. We've been in the 2-2 match once, right? Wasn't last time?
Yeah,
time
last
before
time.
that. No,
Yeah.
last time we were we got our second win in the last game. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe you're right. I don't think we've ever been in the 2-2.
I thought the first one we were 2-2.
You know what? I'm gonna go look now.
While Lane's doing a quick wiki search.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, looking over, so kind of as usually you'll see as the rounds go on, the higher seeds just start winning a higher percentage of the time, and that's happened again. There were a bunch of upsets in the first 2 games, and then the third one, there was exactly one lower seed that got a win. And that was Wang Dynasty, which got us a slightly better matchup, I guess. We didn't have to play Lit.
Yep.
And then we got swapped off of CCG because we've already played them, so...
So you're right. We had the exact same run both times, winning the second game and 5th game. So
We've already broken our streak. We'll see where we end up now.
yeah. So never been on a 2-2 game. Definitely the closest we've been to qualifying. So feels good to get it in the last qualifying opportunity here.
Yeah, and of course, once you qualify, your work's just beginning. After
Yes.
you qualify, then you're into the GSL group stage. You got to win 2 before you lose 2, but they're best of 3s.
Yeah, better than the best of 1s. You know, get a little be able to adapt over a series, change sides,
Yeah.
which has been big. You'll notice Arthium's been on red side every time. I don't think it matters quite as much in this qualifier, but last qualifier, blue side was statistically way stronger. There are just so many picks to get through with Melio, Nico, all that. And there's still some strong picks, but it's less here, so.
Yeah. Should be an exciting draft. Here we go. Try it again. The Monday Night Football team.
See if you can time it correctly.
Apparently the whole theme song is 1:21, but that's like all you ever hear.
It's just that part.
Maybe it plays in the background while they're talking. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's been a minute since we've had a Monday Night Football. Ignite for Topo in the top lane on the Rumble is something worth watching. And now the 5 stack toward the bottom lane. You got Braum looking to get a little bit spicy for RTM.
Yeah. It's also potential that they're just thinking that Nautilus might be coming in for an invade potentially, but very scary against the Braum to do that. So RTM gonna go for the 5-stack in here. Again, you mentioned that ignite on the Rumble and top lane. Expecting the combat summoners.
Oh, they found the Kaisa. Oh, he didn't hit the winner's bite.
Oh,
If you hit the winner's bite, that's almost certainly a kill, I think. But
yeah, definitely.
didn't find the mark on that one. Instead, it's just a little chunk. Nothing really gained here. You get the aggressive wards. Pup and Boy Wonder just trying to see what Fomacree is doing. He's got a different name in the doc. I couldn't tell you what it is.
We'll look.
I think it was like Burai or Burai or something like that.
Right. Yep. You got it. And then their support is ZKG is actually a sub for today. They're using their sub, so.
Yeah, and I know Kitsuo and Topo have both played at least Challenger. I don't know if they've made an LCS debut yet, but
yeah, Doxa also a name that's been kicking around the amateur scene for a while. So
yeah. Boy Wonder's gonna get hooked in. That's a big chunk on him actually to start out with. So
yeah, very healthy chunk.
Not a great start for Pup and Boy Wonder down there, and now level 2 hit for Topo in the top lane. We can see even Doxa getting a shove in mid. It's maybe not the most ideal level 1 starts for the boys, but a lot of these matchups I think kind of scale up. The LeBlanc, you're looking to hit your Shiv and just kind of sustain for a little bit. The bottom lane I think is the big surprise, but we've kind of seen why that happened.
Yeah, I mean we're expected to get the shoves in those lanes, or I should say Komodo is expected to get the shove in those lanes. You got the Jace that can clear early. And Rumble with his Flame Spitter just mowing down the minions.
Yeah, second straight game for Max against Jace, but has a little different matchup this time. I liked what he did in the Annie versus Jace matchup. I don't know how applicable it is to the LeBlanc versus Jace matchup, but it felt like he had a really solid game on the Annie last game against Team Ambition. Just gonna get his clone popped there. Level 3's hit for Fomacree and ZKG, and a little hook onto Boy Wonder.
Yeah, importantly, Max does have sustain in this lane with the fleet footwork. I think it's going to be helpful against the AD. Did you do a little pause there?
Yeah. Yep, Kitsuo's worked his way down toward the bottom side. Just going to find a ward there, and Pup and Boy Wonder going to back off, and Drukowski even retreats a little bit into his jungle just to make sure that there's nothing silly happening while he takes his wolves.
Yeah, for the early ganking junglers in Poppy and J4, really haven't seen much activity from them so far. So I'll have to see where they end up trying to pull the trigger to help their team out. But so far, the pushing lanes are doing well for the J4, able to pick up both scuttles.
Yeah. Not an ideal start for Drukowski to get double scuttled, but I also don't think that he's going to be overly worried about that. And it just seems like he's one camp ahead of where Kitsuo has thought that he's going to be, and now gets the spot out with the Blast Cone, but most of the camps have already been taken. This is a little weird situation with the Jarvan really trying to apply pressure into Drukowski's jungle.
And with Rumble being able to move over here, I don't think there's much Drukowski's going to be able to do to save that camp, so it's going to just get pushed away.
Yeah, good little snag for Kitsuo, and now a 3 camp advantage for him after both Scuttle Crabs and the, well, most of the Krugs. I think Drukowski was able to get 1 or 2 of them, but
Crook is almost to the part of the lane where I think he really comes online. That level 6 should be coming in here relatively soon.
Yeah, and he's kept it even in CS, which is ideal. We'll see Topo has level 6 now, so he has to be a little bit careful about that Equalizer just dropping on the minion wave and getting him shoved in. Max looking
Ooh.
for a play, able to dodge out of the shock blast and then dash back. Doesn't have the damage to be able to finish off Doxa, but that was a nice little trade by him. And
Yeah,
now
definitely
ZKG and Kitsuo are here just to help clear and get Doxa back to base safely.
And Tiamat picked up for Jarvan. I don't know if that's customary. I mean, definitely helps him clear his camps, but
yeah, that's like a that feels like a more bruiser carry style build. Max, oh, another auto, and he's got first blood on the solo kill in mid lane. Waited for the pressure to dissipate from Kitsuo and ZKG, and then seizes his moment.
yeah, beautiful. Well played there. Just getting the initial chunk and then just waiting it out until he could find it again. Does it blow
Hook
the
doesn't
flash?
connect there from ZKG, and immediately that's going to mean Kitsuo retreats. Had that hook landed, I think that they're in for quite a scrap, but the 3v3 already shown. Drakowski's visible, so is Kitsuo, and everyone's still just hanging around. One more minion. Doesn't look like we're going to get that one, but...
Yep. RTM may want to look towards this Drake.
Yeah, Max trying to find it. Oh, didn't quite snap back in time. Just going to take an extra chunk from the flag and drag, but Drakowski and Pup are here trying to find Doxa, trying to find Kitsuo. Doesn't look like he can pull the trigger, and instead everyone headed back to their respective spots. Max is at about 200 health, has to be careful just taking a shock blast across the bow.
Yep. And I don't think he can stay.
Yeah, they're... With
Or positioning
Kitsuo
to
there,
dive.
this is pretty risky. Kitsuo's doesn't care about it at all, and Drakowski is going to trade his topside jungle for Dragon.
Yep. And I think Rift Herald going to be spawning here in 15 seconds, so my guess is that's just going to be uncontested given to Komodo. I think Crook's not behind here, or super far behind here, but does definitely not have the wave pressure that is needed to help out. And without the teleport, is trying to stay for some extra waves to keep it, but yeah, Topo just continually shoving waves under his tower.
Yeah, and you can see starting to finally take effect on Crook as he's fallen behind about 10 CS.
Yeah, he's just pinning Crook to this wave. I mean, there's every time we look up there, it's him under tower just trying to get it. Topo slowly whittling away the tower plate as well, so picks up one for himself. We'll have to see when they back, and Tomo going to take the back here. Probably has a decent buy at base, 83 minions, most farm in the game, and hasn't taken that reset yet. So goes for the Sork Shoes.
Yeah, Drakowski's still hanging around this bottom side, trying to help Pup and Boy Wonder secure that plate, and they do.
It's been a pretty slow early game here, besides Max's solo kill. Good blink back to miss this strike, but still takes some damage.
I think actually the shock blast might have done less damage than the couple of others.
It'd been close, I think, but yeah, it's about the same trade, so.
Ooh, Dox's gonna get a fruit, but Max finishes up his static shiv. That's a nice little spike for him.
This small gold lead that Komodo has is all around this top side. J4 has outfarmed Poppy, mostly due to some of the counter jungling that Kitsuo has been able to get through. But
Drakowski. Oh, he didn't get the pin. That's super unlucky. They still might be able to make something of this though. Max is in, gets the chain underneath the tower, and they'll finish off Doxa as well. He still has his flash available. Max is very low. Drakowski's going to just get thrown into the jacuzzi and baked. He's now golden brown, unfortunately, after the equalizer, and Topo's going to pick up the kill.
Yep, and that is the big combo that we're going to have to watch as this game progresses. The Jarvan jacuzzi into the Rumble ult.
Crook is
Trying to find
going
it.
for it. He
got it.
Jarvan
Damn it.
gameplay.
Oh, he's out.
Jarvan Tryndamere gameplay.
Yeah.
The other king. Oh my goodness. I hate Tryndamere so much.
He's at 1 HP for like 6 seconds, and yeah.
I've gone on record as saying if I could remove any champion from the game, it would be Tryndamere. I'll go on record again right now after watching that disgusting display. This is also a display in the bottom lane. Fomacree, just able to get that last auto off. Pup, didn't quite hit that Q. Can he find the trade kill? Nope.
I don't think he
flash
can,
away
yeah.
from Fomacree. ZKG just beating him to death with an anchor. Under tower. This is a little risky from him. ZKG is going to die as Pup is able to turn that one back around. The little healing as well. He doesn't have True Shot Barrage available. Otherwise, this could have been a double kill.
Yeah. He almost got the Kai'Sa with the flash in there, trying to guarantee the Q landing, but didn't find it. And had enough pots to regen enough HP. Nautilus there running out of mana, so couldn't quite finish it out for GKG, but Papa's going to be pretty happy about that, I think.
Yeah, Max, not the best trade that he's taken this game. And you can see just the almost razor's edge that he has to play on in terms of trading. There's still more action happening. This is getting to be a little bit silly as everyone is here in the mid lane.
Hello.
Smash Brothers, everyone is here. ZKG has to use his stopwatch in order to not get chained, but that's just going to enable everyone else to get in on him. The Jacuzzi is in such a good position there from Kitsuo, is able to pick up the kill onto Crook. Now the Flag and Drag gets the knock up on Drakowski. Dox is in. It's a double kill for the Jarvan. The red carpet actually isn't doing a whole lot. Topo maybe with a little bit of a miss on that one. Max trying to finish Kitsuo, but he can't. It's a triple kill for Kitsuo. Meanwhile, Topo is stunned. Boy Wonder is out with just a sliver of health. Pup picks up one. Can he get the other? It doesn't look like it is. The Flag and Drag away from Jarvan. They're going to try to take down this Rift Herald before it gets anywhere. 1700. I think that they can get it, and they do. So unsuccessful Rift Herald usage, and Pup is still holding strong. The last person with a health bar left in the game, although maybe not anymore. Okay, he's able to...
Catch your breath, Maris. A bunch of wild fights happening ever since we saw that bot lane play. Everybody roaming mid, trying to play around
so many
this dragon.
teleports.
And
Dox is teleport in. Max is in. Everyone's just coming back to the mid lane. Crook is in bottom lane. Fomacree's in bottom lane. They cannot join, but everyone else has rotated back around. The dragon spawn. ZKG is about to despawn here as he's going to get caught. And Pup is now on a killing spree. 3-0 on the Ezreal. And Dragon's going to be started for RTM.
Yeah, again, the carries for RTM off to a great start here in the early game. Not really a large gold lead, but you've got the gold on where you want it. Ezreal 3-0. LeBlanc 3-1, both on their first items. So things looking good here so far for RTM, especially with the 2 Drakes in pocket as well.
Yeah, and don't look now, but now Crook is even in CS. It just got shoved underneath his tower, so but he was up 5 CS on Topo while he went for that dragon. So that was it's nice that he's been able to claw that one back, and I think that that's a scary proposition for Rumble.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, we saw in that solo kill how the counter matchup is supposed to go here. So Kitsuo stealing a camp away, and we'll get out. Chain
not quite able to land there onto Doxa, but it's still a good trade in. Going to take the Static Shiv proc as well. Doxa's gone Duskblade. How do you feel about that rather than the... we saw the Eclipse last game from Team Ambition.
I don't think I mind it here. Having a little bit of extra time and vulnerable where you're not taking damage can be pretty helpful, especially since you're expecting that you're going to be able to eliminate someone with the Jarvan Jacuzzi combo.
Yeah, and Kitsuo 3-0. I was going to say quietly 3-0, but he kind of had a triple kill, so maybe that's not quiet at all. He's got the Titanic Hydra and headed for Sunfire Aegis?
Assume this. I think it's probably going to be what's the one that gives like your team healing?
Is headed in. This is Tryndamere gameplay at its finest. Like, there's not even anything to announce that Trindamir's doing.
You're just
He's
watching.
just beating the man to death with the sword, and he's gonna see if Topo's able to do it. I'm glad that Trindamir's on our side, but God, that champion is just the worst.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing why they picked it. Happy about the counter matchup. Crook definitely looking quite good in this one, finding 2 solo kills for himself already in the game. So that Rumble is going to have to start finding the team fights to make the champ useful, I think, because the side lane isn't where it's at.
Yeah, you haven't seen that big Rumble ult moment. It's been used twice around mid lane, which once was a really good usage, once was kind of meh, and then now just dropping it in top lane to try to defend yourself from Tryndamere. It's not what you want to see from the Rumble pick. Normally you want to hit 6, group up, get a dragon, get a Rift Herald, get, anything with that big teamfight ult while it is still super impactful. And now, despite having that big CS lead early for Topo, he's on a bit of everything build, and it looks like headed for Azania's first after detouring a little bit for the alternator.
Yep. Definitely wanting to see him get his first item before probably this next Drake. That could be the point where they try to use him more, but yeah, I don't think he matches up well against any side laner at this point for RTM.
Yeah, Max got a pretty good chunk. Kitsuo's here in the mid lane, gonna just try to scrap it out, but Pup is undeterred. He actually shifted into the jacuzzi and got stuck in it, which was a little unfortunate. So they can't continue the chase onto Kitsuo. Instead, it's just an exchange of a bunch of ultimates around mid, and the flash from Kitsuo.
Yeah, and that flash being down is potentially helpful for RTM with the 3rd dragon spawning here at a minute and a half. Not going to have that available.
For Topo? No. It's just dirty farming and protecting the dirty farming, yeah.
Yeah.
Crook is... This is a Tryndamere path if I've ever seen one. Just going to walk in and take this mid lane tower and ROTM now. It feels like the run of play has been really good from ROTM, but they've only got a 1,000 gold lead right now. The 2 dragons are kind of the big understated advantage. That was a really weird interaction. Max gets the chain. Does he have enough damage to actually power through this one? Now, with the red carpet coming through with Kitsuo here, he definitely doesn't. And that's, again, forcing a lot of big cooldowns. Max being a little cheeky here. He's got 1 chain. ZKG is here. Crook can just dive back over the wall, but Fomacree... God.
Everybody being brought down to the spot line. Flash going to be blown for Crook. Not much else in that exchange given up. But the dragon here spawning notably in 10 seconds. So
what the Tryndamere building?
Black Cleaver?
Is that a phase now? I guess it is.
Yeah, it is a phase.
Okay.
RTM they don't know that they can do it, but they do it. So pulling it out a little bit. Poppy positioning to keep Jarvan out of the pit with the dash.
Yeah, 2,000 Shock Blast. Made a little close, but 870 ultimately on the smite for Drakowski. That's pretty clean. And now a little bit of action here as Komodo's just trying to force their way mid. True Shot Barrage trying to clear out some of the minions, but actually the Super Blast plant might have been the MVP here. It allows them to rotate back in and clear out the minion wave. Now they're still chasing down Crook potentially. He's fine. He's just getting pinged a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to see him start to split out on the side lane more. I think we saw how potent he is in the side lane. There's not really anyone that can match him right now, so hopefully after this objective is down, we see him start to use his side lane presence a little bit more. But 3 dragons for RTM.
Ooh, Max is looking for the solo kill, gets the chain onto Doxa. He doesn't quite have the burst. I always kind of overestimate the burst from LeBlanc with this build, but he's gonna find the solo kill anyway. And Crook got the assist for just poultry shouting him, and that was it.
Gotta lower the AD to get the assist, you know.
Crook.
Oh, hello, Crook.
If he escapes
he's not getting out of that one.
I'm gonna I was gonna say I'm gonna permaban Tryndamere if he escapes that somehow, but
Yep. Did not. So
sometimes you just take a blast plant into 3 people from the enemy team.
yeah.
Fomacree I don't think you can step up there if you're Kaisa, and he's going to pay for that one. Shutdown goes to Pup, and the hook just wasn't quite enough range for ZKG to get out. It's a double kill for Pup, and now a Baron attempt potentially for return of the Middlesticks.
They do have the Jarvan Jacuzzi combo here, and they don't have Trendamir, so may just look to try to bait it.
Yeah, they tried to turn immediately onto Kitsuo when he showed up, and they're still starting it up. Pup and Boy Wonder very confident in this. You have the flanking Poppy. You have to be very careful about how you do this one. Yeah, I think this is...
I think this is too much for RTM.
They're still hanging on to this one.
Trendamir is coming.
Yeah,
so
Crook
maybe
is here
just
from the
trying
top
to bait
side.
for that.
Fomacree and ZKG are going to be a little bit later. In comes Max looking for Doxa. Gets the chain down. Crook is in. Jacuzzi used. Now finally, without the Rumble ult immediately. I didn't see what happened with the Rumble ult, but no one's super hurt. And RTM, they don't get the Baron. They don't get any kills, but they didn't die. So ultimately, I guess it's fine.
Yep. And they're still waiting for this dragon take here in 2 minutes. That's, I think, ultimately what they want. Tried to find some kills there to bait the Baron, but weren't able to find it. Rumble ult doing basically nothing in that one. It was just a carpet right down the center of the river. I don't even know if it ticked any damage on anyone, but if it did, it was not for long.
Well, and look at his items. Like, even if it hits, it's not doing
yeah, you
that
have Zhonya's.
huge rumble damage. He's got Zhonya's plus nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that first tick is going to do a lot with the alternator, but I'm really skeptical about this.
Drakowski just having a little fun there with the splash. That's a funny one to see in the middle of the game. Takes the blue buff. I do expect RTM to just set some vision around the Baron, make sure that there's nothing snuck under their nose from Komodo while they set up for the Dragon. I think that should be the primary objective. And I like how it's showing Mountain Drake, but it is
yeah, that's
or Mountain Soul, but it's not. It's
timers don't have Hextech or Chemtech in them, so it just shows whatever the last elemental dragon is. Yeah, it gets very funny sometimes. Flag and Drag attempt there from Kitsuo. They're just trying to get some pressure in mid so that they can knock down this mid tower. They're going to get it really low, but in comes Max from the side, a big chunk. ZKG, that's a huge Braum ult, but now they get hurted in. This is the Jarvan Rumble combo. It doesn't do a whole lot, though. Crook is now into the backline, gets the slowdown. They're trying to regroup around Pup. Now Topo has the stopwatch, just doing everything that he can. Drakowski dies, Pup falls as well, and it's a team fight win for Komodo out of nowhere. It was just enough damage from that Jarvan Rumble combo, and then they played really well around the damage from Fomacree.
Yeah, the Kaisa goes untouched there, and the Rumble ult, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want in a choke point like that. Able to land, combo those ults to knock Max out, and
Crook
after
is
its
here.
initial
This
burst,
is
hello?
Gonna be very scary for Komodo to deal with. This champion is pretty illegal. He gets one, he can't quite get two. Fomacree and Kitsuo still on that one. Just dodges the Void Seeker. He's got the Baron is the MVP. The Shock Blast is able to finish off Crook. Kitsuo and Doxa trying to finish up the Baron. Max is getting very close to being there, but he's not quite going to be.
Soul's open here.
Yeah, Soul is going to be open now that it's just
Max
respawned.
trying to chase?
Max is just trying to stop the recalls. He's going to not quite get the kill onto Doxa. Now he's going to be in a little bit of trouble himself. He's fine. He's got a blast cone. Okay. And now the Dragon is started up by Drakowski, Boy Wonder, and Pup. They'll be able to secure that one and get themselves a nice Chemtech Soul.
Yeah. So overall, not too bad for RTM. Definitely could have been a lot worse after that team fight win from Komodo. But I think Komodo, considering how things have been trending, are going to be very happy with that Baron in team fights. So gotta watch out for this Kaisa. Did quite a bit of damage when it got into the back line towards the end of that fight.
Now finishes up the Rage Blade as well, so getting scarier and scarier. And we saw Pup just not quite have the damage that he needed to really chew through. He's stuck in between items right now, which is a little unfortunate. But now you have the Chemtech Soul, which does something, I'm sure. I couldn't actually tell you what it does.
I think it makes you do more damage the lower health you are.
Sure. You could tell me pretty much anything, and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a Chemtech ult.
Yep. It's a pretty bad Drake, I think.
I think
a
it's
bad soul.
I think it's statistically the worst one, but like you still have a like 70% win rate if you get it, so
Right.
worth having. But
Maybe not the best one for our team there, but that does mean Elder's going to be on the table here in 5 minutes, so that is another objective to fight around.
oh, Boy Wonder may be caught. Kitsuo trying to chase him down. He's headed to the rest of the boys though, so Kitsuo can't overstay his welcome. Now going to get stunned off of that Braum passive. He uses the Jarvan Jacuzzi. Crook is in. They're just trying to lock down this Kaisa if they can. The chain going to land on a Fomicry over the wall, but he's actually safe. Now finally somebody dashes over and finishes him off. Pup is here as well, just trying to output some of the damage. Everybody's health bar is just kind of exploding. Crook is able to survive. The Shock Blast isn't able to tag him. It's a double kill again for Kitsuo on the Jarvan. He's 5-0-8. And has just survived everything, but it's a 2-for-1, 2-for-2, I think. No, 3-for-1. It's bad for Return
yeah,
to
just
the
3-for-1.
Yeah.
Yep. And they still have Baron, notably. So with the members of RTM down, that's going to be more gold in the pockets, more towers down for Komodo. A fight that RTM really initiated there. Again, not turning out great for them. Max TPing in. It just looks like they don't quite have the damage to finish off who they need to.
Well,
especially with the Tryndamere building Hullbreaker now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you would think to have him more on the sideline, you know?
You have Hullbreaker Tryndamere, you shouldn't be looking for every single team fight, and yet that's what we keep seeing out of Return to the Middlesticks. Just a little bit of misplays here through the mid game again. This is kind of the spot that cost them against Team Ambition, and now they're in a better position against Komodo, but still we're seeing some of the same mistakes come through, I think.
Yep, definitely so. It's kind of sad because we saw how potent the Tryndamere was in the early game in that side lane, and our team not really going back to it yet. And they're going to be forced to continue team fighting because Elder Drake in 2.5 minutes, Baron in 2 minutes. So hopefully that side lane pressure can be realized, but we're going to get a pause here. Looks like Kitsuo was lagging for Komodo.
Yeah, I saw it. This is a joke, but yeah, well, we'll take a little bit of a pause here. And we'll try to keep you updated as soon as we can. See how some of these other games are going, I guess.
That's what I'm looking at as well. A lot of them done already. We were the last one to start, so not surprising there.
Yeah, kind of had to wait for the match lobby.
Okay.
Oh, there
Looks like
are, so we'll restart here in just a second. TA beat Coachify, very surprising.
All right, back into the game.
Yep, here we go. 2 minutes again before Baron spawns, 2.5 before we see that Elder Dragon. Yeah, Drakowski and Kitsuo just having a fun little jungling session there. Yeah, you can see the damage just is not stacking up on Kitsuo after taking what, 2 Qs from Pup and an auto Q from Max. He's just fine.
Yep. Trying to mirror again, getting called towards this. Would like to see him on the side lane more again. Does have that 3rd item now. So will be putting out quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and I really like
with the Kraken Slayer.
Pup finished up his Cyrildas as well, plus the stopwatch. So a lot of important completions that didn't have during that last fight. Is Drakowski and Boy Wonder going to go jungle together a little bit? Always make sure you take your jungle buddy with you. But yeah, you can see just the game state right now has flipped just based on where the side lanes were. We saw Max really shoved up earlier along with Crook on the other lane, and now it's not looking as comfortable for either of them to be off in the side lanes. Max is very pushed up right now, but he's not in any particular danger. But Crook is not really getting what he wants done, I think, in the side lanes right now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kitsu is about to get a Flame Horizon over Drakowski, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, RTM just kind of setting a trap here. They've got the vision pocket. Kaisa gonna spot them out there.
Yeah.
Yep. Good check from the Kaisa.
Yeah, a little bit of damage coming through. They might still look for this fight. In goes Kitsuo as he's able to Jacuzzi in, then flag and drag back out. The damage just is not stacking up from ROTM, and it's a full disengage after that. A lot of ults used for pretty much no gain.
Well, they're the short ults,
Yeah.
Puppe and Max, but notably ZKG is down their ultimate, specifically the Jarvan Jacuzzi and the Nautilus are. So
Yeah,
with
and
these objectives spawning, I think you're going to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and Fomacries as well. So it's just the Pup ult that you're missing from our
Oh my god, he takes no damage.
Yeah, that's... Kitsuo can kind of do whatever he wants with impunity at this point. He's very strong. Now he's got an Abyssal Mask as well. It's starting to get a little bit silly. RTM, though, has to fight for this Elder Dragon. It would be huge if they're able to secure this one. And they're starting it up. 12,000 health. Now starting to tick down. Hook's going to land as they turn immediately onto Crook. He's got to pop his ult immediately. Damage coming through, but not really being traded back in any substantial regard. Now Kitsuo's in, drops to the Jacuzzi, the pin comes through. They're stuck on top of the Rumble ult just a little bit as it goes off into the distance, and now the control of the pit has completely flipped over. Is Komodo are onto that one. Boy Wonder gets hooked in. Pup is able to shift away, but he's not really outputting damage. ZKG is going to be the first victim of the fight. Fomacree low. He's got Drakowski and Max sitting on top of him, but he's able to dash away as he just got his ult back up. Max finishes him off. Now Pup flashes over the wall, trying to stay back. Arcane shifts back over the wall. He's still alive, but not really doing a whole lot. Kitsuo is just tearing through everything on this Jarvan. Boy Wonder not able to find that one. Pup just firing Qs blindly. Drakowski and Max hanging around the side. It's 3v3 on the map right now, but I think the 3 members from Komodo are a little bit stronger than the 3 members from ROTM. It's still going to be a Bax hit. Max goes in for the interrupt. He can't quite find the kills, but he interrupts all of the recalls. Now Kitsuo's on top of him. He's got to be careful about how he manages that one. That was so close to just being a complete assassination by Max, but he just doesn't quite have the damage to finish off any of those kills.
Yeah, that is terrifying. LeBlanc jumping into 3 people, but they are going to start up the Elder here. Kitsuo didn't get a reset off, so they're going to be first prio to this.
Yeah, but you
It's
still
going to
have
be a 50-50.
you still have Kitsuo hanging around the side, though. He's got the flag in. If that despawns, that could actually be huge. Kitsuo walks in, he smites it! He stole the Elder Dragon! Now Drakowski just trying to finish off. It'd be a huge shutdown if they're able to secure it, but you can't overcommit for it. The Poppy ult doesn't hit. He's stuck on top of the red carpet. He goes in, but it just doesn't matter, and he gets zapped by the Elder Dragon. And now Komodo all of a sudden have the run of the map for the next 2.5 minutes, and they can head to the Baron.
Yep. They may... Yeah, I was going to say, they're definitely going to take it here, but a huge smite steal from Kitsuo, and he is having himself a game. Baron going to be easily taken.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real particular steal attempt. Maybe a True Shot Barrage, but that would have been it. And it's You're as strong as you're going to get now if you're Komodo. They've got Elder Dragon, they've got Baron buff for the next couple of minutes, and they'll have their opportunity to try to make their presence felt on the Rift in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, RTM's gonna have to wait out that dragon in order to really take any fight. So trying to get the wave shoved out, which I think they did a good job of while that Baron take was happening. Try to get them away from the base as far as they could to buy themselves as much time to wait out this Elder.
Crook is just recalling in the enemy jungle right now. I thought that they might have tried to collapse on him, but rather smartly they're headed into the blue side just to set up some vision and make sure RTM cannot leave their base for the next couple of minutes, as now they'll get, I would imagine, a free tower here in bottom lane. There's really no reason to contest that one, and then we'll see where we go from there. Crook trying to pull the minion wave away from Fomacree and Doxa, but they're set up nicely to look for this mid lane inhibitor.
Yeah, the Elder's about 80% gone here, so we'll have to see how much more they can take. Rumble coming out. That is on a super short cooldown, so just throwing it out for damage isn't that bad. Doesn't really find anybody, though.
Yeah, I was, I think, trying to zone away from the tower so that they could continue whacking on it, but didn't even really get that. Crook able to sustain through a little bit of that poke. The Elder Dragon, again, about to fall off, I think.
It just fell off.
That was it.
Right there.
But tower going to fall in the bottom lane, and Komodo still continuing their siege on Doxa, staying strong here in the mid lane with his one cannon minion, and the inhibitor in the bottom lane under fire now from Topo and ZKG, and their horde of minions. They have 3 cannon minions right now.
Yeah, RTM is, I think, losing their window of being able to fight this.
Oh, they get the pin. They're looking for the Jarvan to start this one out, which is not exactly what you want to do. Crook is low on the other side of the fight. They're going to lose Braum to start out with, and now Drakowski stuck on top of the red carpet. Kitsuo gets another kill. Max doing everything that he can, but there's just not enough damage in the tank for ROTM. Pup gets knocked into GA as Max falls underneath the tower, and Komodo looks like they've secured themselves a spot in the group stage. And it's going to send ROTM now to that all-important 5th game. Doxa just rips on through, and now Crook is the last one to fall. The Nexus falls for Game 4, and ROTM now on 2-2 will have to win their next game or be eliminated.
Yep, this next game will be the best matchup to try to make it. Couldn't quite get it done here. Had a pretty solid game overall. In the early game was really even, and then that a couple fights blew the game wide open for Komodo. So hats off to them for qualifying. We still have some work to do here in our next one, and we'll let you know about that matchup coming up here in a couple minutes.
Yeah. Again, really impressive performance from ROTM, I think, just to stand up again to a really high seed and give them quite a scare, I'd say, but not able to finish that one off at the end of the day. And now we'll have one more game to decide if we move on or if we're going home again. You here, Lane?
I'm here.
We're in lobby. I don't think there's room
Joining.
for you.
Okay, that's fine. I can just stay out. We're getting casted on the main stream, so. Oh, spectate is disabled.
How can you tell?
That's what they said.
Oh. Well, you'll never guess what side we got, Lane.
I have a question.
Yeah, everyone's here, so we're just jam-packed. We're live on 3 streams, as one does.
The triple stream. Blue Otter's streaming this game. I think one of the Rally Cry channels is. I'm not sure if it's Rally Cry 1 or Rally Cry 2, but. And then we got it here, so pick your flavor.
Oh god, they're talking to me on Twitter too. I thought we were like ready. We're not quite. We're waiting on.
Yeah,
Waiting on Schneider.
I think they're looking through drafts because we finished late. So
Jay Schneid's holding us up as usual. BOL asked if I wanted to do a friendly wager, but then they haven't replied what they wanted to wager. I'll wager a spot in the group stage. How's that? We're live into draft for game number 5. Blue Otter, are they just Blue Otter League?
yeah, I think that's it.
Is their actual name representing the Blue Otter League? Yeah, I guess so. But Blue Otter League versus Return of the Middlesticks. It's the 16 seed versus the 18 seed for potentially the last spot in the group stage. So no stakes at all, no pressure on this game whatsoever. Olaf Renekton ban, Lilia ban. What you think, Lane?
I don't know. It's gonna be whatever happens to this game. It's gonna be exciting because that means one of the bottom teams did end up making it.
Well, so there's a chance if there are no upsets in this last set of 2-2 games that the committee got every single top 16 pick right. It'd be the top 16 all qualifying and the bottom 16 all eliminated. So we got to get the small upset, the 18 over 16. The boys have been playing really well today. It just they haven't been able to kill the Nexus. So I'm hopeful. There's a Nico ban, which is a champion we actually haven't seen yet. Kind of surprisingly through our 4 games. And yeah, Maokai ban, LeBlanc ban, Kaisa first pick. This all seems pretty box standard.
Yeah, Kaisa we have been seeing first picked a ton, but that does leave the Tristana up and RTM hovering it here. That pick is banned perma in LCS.
Yeah, we've seen it get through once in day 1. Our team got to play against it, but now opportunity to take it, and they'll go ahead and lock it in. So big flex pick, Pup or Max could take that one, and they'll get the Rel as well. That Boy Wonders had pretty good performances on thus far.
Yep, and Rel going to be the next pick. Alistar, of course, is going to be kind of the counter to Rel. You can counter the dive, but now with the changes, since she has the stun on another part of her kit, not quite as impactful as it used to be. Khan, maybe to switch up.
Yeah, Khan would be interesting here. I don't.
Yeah, I like the
love
Alistar
that one.
better, I think.
Yeah, I like the Alistar a little bit better in that spot, and that's what they're going to lock in.
So RTM is going to need to find AP somewhere if this Tristana ends up going mid, which I'm expecting it to. Can be flex that bot. I don't think it's a terrible matchup into Kaisa by any means, but Poppy going to be the pick for Blue Water League.
Yeah, Poppy take it away from Drakowski, and now no Maokai either means that we'll see Drakowski play a new champion, at least for the qualifier. So that'll be interesting to see what route they want to go. Udyr. Udyr is something that he's played quite a bit. I hate it here, but
yeah, I mean you've got 3 relatively short range characters for Blue Otter League already, so Udyr excels on that.
Yeah, I think that the issue is that there's already 2 displacements. which make
Yep.
and displacements are what makes it hard for Udyr to do things.
Alistar getting headbutted away. Yeah, and then that's the fight.
Headbutted away or pinned away or knocked away by Poppy. Yeah, that's makes it a little bit rougher for him, but he's I guess the de facto third pick for Drakowski. It's something we saw him play against Mirage Alliance back on Friday night. But Cassio, Jax, banned away. I'd imagine this is going to be another mid laner. It seems like that's really where the focus has been for RTM. Maybe Annie, maybe Ari. It's Azir. That also kind of makes sense.
I think that makes sense as well, because you don't want something long range that can kind of deal with Udyr, with Tristana, so.
No Shireen.
Very brawly picks so far. I imagine this is going to be a Darius ban if they want to ban another top laner. See if that goes through, but.
Yeah, with Olaf and Jax already banned, that seems likely. Could be Cassante as well.
Yeah. Regardless, RTM going to get.
Oh. That would be a little out of left field. Huh. Yeah, no Zaya.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious. So Radam, I don't think you can go back to the Ezreal here against Poppy Alistar. That's just too much. So I think you're kind of forced into a Philios almost.
I think so. I think we saw that Israel wasn't able to really cut down through the tanky members last game, so Belios is going to be the answer. Not the most scary, since there's not like a Nautilus and J4 in this game yet, so definitely feel better about taking the Aphelios here.
Yep. So now BOL gonna have to show us a couple of solo laners here.
Yeah, Syndra being hovered, and I'm gonna guess this is gonna be locked in. We saw the flip side of this matchup in game 1 yesterday. The Syndra looking great for Max into Tristana, able to just blow him up by pressing the R key. So we'll have to see what Max is able to do on the flip side of this matchup.
Yeah, it was really scary. Anytime the Tristana got anywhere, within a couple of screens of Syndra. Gragas would be kind of a surprise blind, but that's what's going to be locked in for BOL.
Yeah, and now on the table, I feel like Rumble might be the answer for RTM here. Gwen could be good as well. They need AP desperately, so probably don't want to go Kennen here with Alistar Poppy available. You're being hovered. With all the tanky members, I feel like going a lot of AD here is rough.
Yeah.
But gonna be locked in, so.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of true damage from the Fiora. You're just kind of hoping to split, so you're not worried as much about contributing your damage to the team. And then I guess you're hoping Demonic Udyr's enough magic damage to at least keep them honest in terms of builds.
Yeah. I don't really foresee that happening. I feel like Rumble or Gwen would have been a better selection for them, but we'll have to see how it plays out. I mean, if the Fiora can get ahead, I think that's what it's going to come down to. We didn't see much success in the later parts of the game with the Crook split push, so makes me a little bit worried going into this one, but it's definitely a good Fiora player, so hopefully we see some attention towards that top side game going.
Yeah. One more spectator delay to kill, and then we're free lane. This really is just a purple champions meta.
So much purple.
I saw a conspiracy theory post that they kept the Kaisa Zaya Philios meta because Uzi was coming back and they wanted him to have success. Your LPL conspiracy. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't feel a particular way. But it just seems like those are always the champions that kind of rise up. We can't ever get away from them.
Sorry, I'm getting messaged. Jared.
Well,
They're trying to figure out where the Poppy and Gragas were going, since it's a blind pick lobby, so getting that sorted. It's gonna be, at least they have to tell us what player is playing which. Sandflame is gonna be on the Gragas, Shorter Ace is gonna be on the Poppy, so that means most likely Poppy jungle, Gragas top. So
I didn't know they had to tell you.
yeah, if it's blind pick, we just have to see who's playing what champion. They don't have to tell us what lanes was.
Interesting. I'm gonna grab some water really quick. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry, my wife brought food home, so I started to eat and then realized I didn't have anything to drink with it, and I was just dying. All right, 1 minute to go. Again, this is for all the Tostitos. You gotta win here to advance and survive. A loss sends you home for the qualifier. It's number 16 versus number 18. Should be a pretty even, good game. Let's see if they've got it. If they've got a little bit of magic left in them.
Yeah, definitely want to perform here when it matters the most. One game to go for both these teams to make their next round of the tournament. Blue Otter's already been here before. They did make the last summer qualifier, or to the next stage, I should say. A little bit of a different roster from that one, but some of it remained the same.
Yeah, well, here we go.
I should probably hit the spectator.
We got the Monday Night Football theme with Lane talking over it. Perfect.
I don't get the cues.
I know you
My
don't.
production is supposed to give me the countdown. Where's that, Maris?
Yeah, let me do the audible countdown.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll count you back in. Here we go. On to the Rift. You can spectate. You're in.
I'm in. I can see it.
Beautiful. They didn't lie to us that spectate was enabled, so that's a positive. Shout out to Blue Water League for not lying to us. Yeah, 5 stacks. You imagine a little bit of nerves coming into the last game. Very curious about this draft from Return of the Middlesticks. It's a little bit of a deviation from what we've seen so far in the tournament. You've got a double marksman comp. Max is on a new champion. Crook is on his Fiora, which we haven't seen in a while.
Yep.
And Drukowski's on an Udyr where the last memory that you have of a game on that did not go very well for him, at least specifically. So it's an interesting draft. It's all the cards on the table now, and you got to win one to advance to the next round, as we've said over and over again. But this is now the moment. Pup started
Yeah.
Cull. Zev has Doran's Blade, so a little farm advantage maybe going for Pup. Crook's going to walk in and spot Sandflame and Shorter Race. He's just completely unperturbed by there being two people here. And maybe he should be, because he's not doing super well on the health trade thus far. Sandflame now pretty low.
Did pretty good in the 2v1 there.
Yeah, a little gambit. I was just thinking back to MSI when, was it an Olaf just walked in and killed the enemy top laner, and the jungler just kind of ignored it and took his buff. But
Yep. Sounds about right. In the end, though, I don't know how much that's going to benefit him. Maybe he'll be able to zone off minions here, get that level 2 first. But Sandflame does have extra sustain with the biscuits, so.
Yeah, made both of them chug their potions. Is about the biggest. Oh no, Sandflame actually still has. Oh, he used one. He gets 2 with Doran's Ring, and you only get 1 with
Correct.
Blade. I was right, and then I doubted myself, and then I was right again, and then I doubted myself a second time. Crook has level 3 before Sandflame has level 2. Can't really make big use of that, but it's...
Big CS lead there. Definitely was worrisome looking, but in the end, Crook showing that he knows best, executing well there. Max jumps in.
Max is ignoring his cannon minion to go in for the trade. That's not typical Max behavior.
No, it is not. But he is also not on typical Max champ, so sad to miss the cannon gold there, but gets a favorable trade.
Drakowski's worked his way down to this bottom side. He's done a full clear, looking for this scuttle crab now. And Shorter Race has completely matched him thus far, so if we saw shenanigans around bot lane, it'd be 3v3, but I think Drakowski might... This might be the first game where he's like been very secure getting one scuttle crab, let alone potentially being able to double scuttle. It usually seems like he has the worst end of the jungle matchup early on. This seems like a rough lane for Tristana. I'm kind of curious about how it keeps getting picked.
Yeah. I mean, Max played the other side of it, so definitely knows how it should look.
Boy Wonder's going to walk in. Yeah, big 3v3 breaking out now. Drakowski just trying to get in. Boy Wonder low, ignited. First blood goes over to Fuju Chaju. That's probably racist of me. Drakowski gets the trade back of Shorter Race. I guess just mispronouncing things isn't racist, right? It's if you try to do it with a bad accent.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, that's how I would have pronounced it. So I think you're giving it the try.
Giving it the try. Hopefully, if someone corrects me, I'll fix it. I'm not above that, but
Yep. We've got trade of kills in the bot side there. Neither one going out of the ADC. One picked up by the Alistar, one picked up by the jungle. So
yeah,
overall, not too bad for Boy Wonder just walking into 3 people. He'll take the 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, I don't think he expected the third to be in the bush at the same time. He was hoping there were just 2 there. Interesting, off of that reset, he immediately heads to mid lane, which helps secure Drakowski that Scuttle Crab, and that'll be about the big extent of what's happened over there.
Yep.
Notably, as Lane would say, didn't affect the CS at all in the bottom lane. Still completely even there between Pup and Zev.
Yeah, Kirk got a little chunked there. He's going to have to come back with the TP. Wave not in a great spot for him, but Poppy not near him. I think he should be able to get that in without much of an issue. But does help Sandflame catch up a little bit. And
yeah, kind of weird. They're going to be pretty desynced on their teleport timers, which
yeah,
isn't super normal
Not typical.
to happen
Yep.
in the solo lane. Oh, that knockback is knocking Max away from the cannon again. Now looking for the trade.
Pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even, which you have to go so hard to get an even trade, it seems like, on the Tristana.
Yeah, you have to use everything, and then Syndra can just kind of sit back, relax, poke you from range. Sandflame is scary to be around that turret without a parry for the Fiora.
Yeah, you don't want to get cast back in there and take an extra tower shot or two. Well, they're walking up pretty aggressively, or Zev, and do you think
Crook?
Fuju or Chaj? Well, Crook is looking for it. Oh, that was such a good flash by Sandflame. The cask ultimately helped displace just enough, but he couldn't quite get that third vital, and Crook almost came away with that solo kill. That was just split seconds by Sandflame and Crook.
Yeah, super close. But that flash being down is going to call or attract shorter ace. Did head towards that top side, but eventually Crook realizes he's in a vulnerable spot, so I was just going to back with the wave pushing back towards him. Dragon started up here for RTM.
Yeah, this is a little bit risky though. There's numbers for BOL, and they're actually going to chase off with the dragon. Big headbutt pull from Fuju. Now a lot of damage coming out. Pup has blue-white, actually, so he's doing quite a bit of damage as he just layers in with a couple of chakrams from over the wall. RTM somehow secures back control of the pit, but Shorter Ace is hanging out on the side. We could see another smite fight. Debonair picks up the Aphelios turret and throws it back. Boy Wonder over the wall gets one stun. Now able to dive back away. This is just so close. Now big stun comes out from Debonair. 8,000 or 800, 700 health. It's smited away by Drakowski. He's able to get the dragon flash away from Pup as he's burned all of his summoner spells. And somehow no one dies in that engagement.
Yeah, both teams very wary that at any moment the fight could turn one way or the other. Comes down to the 50-50 smite, which Drakowski ends up winning. So RDM gonna blow some summoners for that one, but does pick up the Drake in the end.
That was a scary fight. That was a flippin' fight if I've ever seen one, and somehow everyone came out okay.
Yep. Crook's still trying to make things work on Sandflame here. He's got a good positioning.
Yep. Maybe need to be a little bit more
Poppy's
patient with
here.
the riposte. Yeah, Poppy's here. Grand Challenge comes out for the movement speed mostly. Crook dashes away. Drakowski now gets shown, so he's everyone's gonna back off for the time being. But yeah, he's really been looking for it. Now, Zev and Fuju have rotated into the mid lane to apply a little bit of pressure to Max. He has to hop over the wall. You can see that CS leads open up just a little bit between Debonair and Max and mid.
Yeah. I think they were maybe rotating the bot lane to look for Herald, but right now Drakowski is on the Herald.
Yeah, he's going to get spotted. Oh, that was a great CC immunity, actually. Able to dodge the cask as well. Sandflame not getting much value out of his 2 crowd control spells there, and now maybe that means that Drakowski and Crook can go ahead and walk in to grab this Rift Herald, or maybe not. There's pings back on the minion wave.
Still wary. They don't see the Alistar in the bot lane, so probably notifying the team, hey, Alistar could show up here. So 4 members onto the Rift Herald. 4 Blue Otter.
Yeah, and Boy Wonder not able to get a whole lot done with Pup on the other side of the map. They're going to get a little bit of a shove, but there's going to be really no answer for this Rift Herald. So, a good roam from Fuju is going to secure that one. And yeah, small gold lead right now for BOL. It's mostly CS and mid is kind of the big gap. And then now the Rift Herald could potentially help open things up.
Yeah, really not many kills have gone on, but it's been a pretty exciting early game. Both teams, I think, with the game on the line, do not want to end up throwing it in these close calls. So maybe playing a little bit more tentative than normal.
How did Max kill that ward? That was impressive. Now he's in, and back out. Yeah, that's about how you'd expect that to go. Fuju in with the big re-engage, looking for Pup, but he's got his Unbreakable going. Poppy doesn't really need to use that Keeper's Verdict. Just going to wind it up as a threat and send everybody back away. So, ult exchanged. Now with Unbreakable down, I guess you could look for something if you're Boy Wonder or Pop.
Yeah, and Pup doesn't have his flash. It needs to be really careful walking up here, especially since they saw the Poppy. Gotta be feeling that it could be sneaking in here, just trying to poke out a little bit.
Oh, Fuji, the flash engage, the pull back in. Pup able to use that Moonlight Vigil. Boy Wonder just trying to separate the fight. Zev pretty low. Drakowski trying to chase him down. Now turning back onto Fuju. Got him pretty low. The Keeper's Verdict actually didn't connect there. Big crash down. Fuju low. Teleports being channeled as they come in. Boy Wonder able to pick up the kill, but Debonair comes in and immediately tears through. Max picks up one with the Buster Shot. Now jumping back in looking for Ziv, but he gets knocked back into the wall. They find one. They find two. Short Race has to flash away, and he'll escape death for the time being. ROTM find the extra kill in the bottom lane, though, or extra 2 kills even. Is 3 for 1.
Yeah, really nice there. TP's coming in from both teams, not wanting to let that fight go south. But the Udyr was doing so much damage in the AoE there. You see when that combo is used on someone other than Udyr to get him out of the fight, how impactful Udyr can be, because he is just standing on everyone with the little AoE damage that he gets from his ult.
Yeah, really big pull from Fuju to start off. That looked like the right engage to happen.
Definitely did.
They got Pup first, like that was their target, but then Max was able to come through with the damage, and yeah, like you said, Drakowski just had a huge amount of AoE damage and impact in that fight. Yeah, Dragon has spawned now, the second Dragon. Oh, little cask action from Sandflame, just a little chunk taken out of Pup and Boy Wonder.
Yep, not much for that. Rift Herald is going to be summoned up in the mid lane here right before that 14-minute mark, so going to get some plates, some plate gold onto Debonair on the Syndra. Nice to be able to funnel her, I think, because there's some prime targets that you can use for the Syndra kill button.
I actually don't know that Syndra got any gold off of that. That was a full 350 on Shorter Race.
Okay, maybe he wasn't quite close enough to the tower. Boy Wonder maybe stepping up to deny that, but
I just thought it was, the spectator just only showed Shorter Race, so that's what I'm assuming at least. But,
yeah.
And judging by the number of gold, because you split it, right? It'd be 175.
Yeah. It'd be 170.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Well, still not a whole lot of attention paid to this dragon. He's been alive for about a minute, which is a long lifespan, honestly, for an elemental dragon on Summoner's Rift. Now finally going to be chased out of his home, it looks like, as BOL's maybe trying to set up. Drakowski walks in with Boy Wonder, trying to jockey for positioning around here. OTM seems a little bit more grouped up as you have Syndra kind of orbiting around the bottom side. They're looking for Shorter Race, but they can't really find anything. It was a big W there, and they're going to find Boy Wonder to start out with. Drakowski's in, he's trying to do anything that he can. Sandflame on the top side knocks Pup back away, and now it's 4v5. Oh, Crook not able to find the big stun, but now Drakowski does eventually take down the Poppy. Shorter Race, the first victim of the fight. Max jumping forward, looking for that critical amount of damage, and finally finds it. Now Crook is in, looking for Debonair. They just can't quite finish off the carries as he's able to fall. Drakowski looking for Zev, the jump in for Max. He's got a double kill. He couldn't quite find that last auto, but ROTM again, just edge of your seat, able to take that fight. They get 2 extra kills, 4 for 2, and now they'll head toward the dragon, and Max might even get this mid lane tower.
Yeah, that looked quite worrisome for RTM. Basically starting off the fight 4v5 there with the pick going in early. Gragas had a great TP angle, but no one was able to follow up into that after the Gragas engage. So RTM able to get out, and the Udyr again doing a lot of AoE damage when he's allowed to. So those slows coming out and creating space for the double marksman comp to come through. very excited to see that. So Max 3-0-3 on the Tristana, playing very well, getting the resets on these long fights, and that's 2 fights now that have been extremely close and come down to the final few kills there.
Yeah, it's blinking health bars. It's everything in your kit that you're trying to use to escape all of these. Rift Herald's going to spawn though, and it looks like BOL's going to be the first one there, and RTM might just let them have it. They're not set up super well to contest this for the time being, but they're starting to orbit around just a little bit. Drakowski clearing out some vision along with Boy Wonder. Everyone's here, but the Rift Herald gets taken by Shorter Ace, and he'll be able to escape.
Yeah, second Rift Herald of the game here. Nice, nice senses from Debonair there to. Oh, Max trading it back with the spells down from Debonair.
Yeah, taking advantage of that little window where there's no E available for Syndra.
Yeah, and Debonair is not at the same point that we saw Max at a few games ago, where he's at the deletion point because not accelerated nearly as much as Max was in that game. So Tristana has a lot more agency in this matchup with that.
Well, it's a 2,500 gold lead, all things considered, for Return of the Middlesticks. A lot of that on Drakowski and Max. Yeah, it's good to see Drakowski having a good game on the Udyr. That was a pick that we were a little bit worried about, but it's really paid off thus far. We'll see if he can continue having that big impact. In particular, he seems really comfortable on the Udyr kit in ways that I haven't seen other Udyrs have. Like using the CC immunity to go through the Poppy CC, using that big AoE R to do a lot of damage. Granted, you know, if you see an Udyr in gold level, what are they going to do on it? But he's it looks really good. It looks
it's nice to pull off, yeah.
Max and Drakowski waiting. They're a bush back here. They're going to see Debonair just filling up this bush with orbs, and now they're looking for their moment. Shorter Ace is here to try to send him away, and yeah, with that stopwatch, Drakowski has to try to escape now with Fujua here. Gets the knock up. It doesn't go well for Drakowski. The shutdown goes to Fuju, excuse me, on the Alistar, which isn't exactly where you want that kill. A lot of summoners, a lot of ults used, but they do get the kill. They get their mark. They get the shutdown on Drakowski.
Yeah, good job by Blue Otter there, using the vision that they had to kind of suspect that Drakowski was down there, going to pick up the shutdown for their efforts there, and this mid lane tower also going to go down with the Rift Herald charge.
Yeah, Max looking to equalize a little bit with his bot lane tower, and he does. So overall gold not really going to be affected by anything that's just happened, just the one extra kill for BOL.
Now, as we approach the 20-minute mark of the game, Baron's going to be on the table, so I expect some vision to start moving towards that top side. We also have Dragon in 50 seconds, so that might be the first spot that we see that vision, but RTM notably has the first 2 Drakes of the game, would love to get a third one. We are going to be treated to
another Chemtech Soul, 3 in a row, actually. All 3 games today. I don't know what the odds of that are, but it can't be very high. Boy Wonder charging in, maybe looking for something onto Zev, but not really going to happen there. 20 seconds now on the Dragon. Crook and Sandflame should be isolated up here pretty permanently. They both have teleport to join if they need to, though, as do Max and Debonair. But yeah, Boy Wonder back on his horse. We're not seeing any. There's a lot of like pre-engagement tools being used, but no actual engagement tools. As BOL playing very safely, conservatively, I guess. Drakowski gonna take this Scuttle Crab. It looks like RTM willing to trade this Dragon for Baron is kind of what they're saying with this move.
Yep, and
Zev
Zev
got a
gets
huge
super
pump fake out of
chunked,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, Max
So-
did a lot of work there with that one explosive shot. Shorter Ace goes in for the pin, looking for Boy Wonder to start everything out. Has the Keeper's Verdict wound up, and actually lets it dissipate. So Boy Wonder looking for the engage, gets pulled out of it though. Fuju in the backline now finally getting torn through. Both supports are dead. Crook has the healing coming out from Grand Challenge, now dashing in looking for Zev. He can't quite find that kill. Now dashing back away, he'll get killed by the Buckler from Shorter Ace. And Pup had fallen as well, so BOL find their first team fight win, 3 for 2, and we'll see what they can get off of this, although it looks like with the health bars of Drakowski and Max, they're going to be able to get a little bit of a push and maybe even get this dragon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be talked about. I don't know if they'll elect to do it, but they do have to. Poppy has to run all the way back from base, so if they start this up fast enough, I think you might take that trade, 2 for 3 there, and they get the dragon. So ending up being pretty even, I feel like, but it is going to put RTM notably on soul points. So
Yeah, Chemtech Soul, we saw it work out super well last game. Sorry,
Yeah,
I don't mean to be a
actually,
negative Nancy here.
yeah, it was. Yeah, our team would definitely prefer some other souls in this one. So
Yeah, normally they're more of a Rift Herald team, and we see that be the priority, but today it's been all about the dragons for Return of the Middlesticks. They've gotten most of them despite the losses.
oh boy, did
Oh.
they see Drakowski somewhere? Baron going to be started up, and Drakowski's in base.
Yeah, now the ward over the wall from Boy Wonder should see it. Pup is walking in with Max. This is not who you want to lead the charge in there. 3,000 health. Debonair going to get rooted by Puppy, get sent away by the Keeper's Verdict. That could be huge. Boy Wonder looking for that engage. Now they're trying to just... Drakowski's in! He steals the Baron! He stole the Baron, but now can they win the fight? Max takes a lot of damage. Zev is in onto him. Max is actually able to trade with Zev, which is really impressive. Pup is just trying to kill Fuju on the backside, and BOL has to scatter to the wind. The Baron goes over to Return to the Middlesticks, and now they have Sandflame and Debonair stuck underneath the tower. They have the Baron minions pushing in. Boy Wonder and Drakowski looking for this one along with Crook, and now here come the minions. Here comes the dive. Sandflame is going to be the first target. They're able to finish him off. They'll get the Grand Challenge healing as well. Crook will take down the tower, and then they'll take down the Syndra as well. Have him in the stopwatch. Drakowski is able to escape, and it's an ace for Return of the Middlesticks.
Wow, what a turn of events there for RTM. Drakowski, Chad Jungle, jumps over the pit wall, pops his ult, gets just enough damage to tick it down into smite range, and takes it for himself. Then RTM able to clean up on the backside of that. Great turn of events for RTM and their chances of advancing now out to an 8k gold lead.
What Giga Chad plays, though, the blast cone into the back of the pit for the steal, and then Max on the solo Tristana flank, able to trade with the AD carry, was kind of insane.
Yeah.
It's a big gold lead now for Return of the Middlesticks. You can't turn off your acceleration just yet, though. You can't coast into victory. They've got to make sure they turn the screws. Don't let BOL back into this game, because there's still definitely scaling opportunities for BOL. But I think this is actually the largest lead they've had in the qualifier, right?
For RTM?
Yeah.
Maybe an end game screen had it, but like to not be at the point where they're ending, definitely the largest lead we've had.
Oh, Fuju getting caught just a little bit in the jungle. He's got his Unbreakable, so he's very tanky. Should be able to escape this one, or at least cause them to use a lot on him. But eventually, the support does fall for BOL, and now the siege continues for Return to the Middlesticks. Crook heads back to the mid lane to try to get that second wave shoving. Drakowski walking up with these minions. Oh yeah, Debonair just steals away the cannon. That's really annoying.
Yeah, RTM just playing some distraction tactics here on the wave, trying to let Crook push in that mid wave while they just kind of bait them into having to worry about 2 here, but
Yeah, Mac's going to use the explosive shot on the tower. In comes the engage from Drakowski, and Envoy Wonder Debonair low has to Zanya's at just the last second, and he's going to fall. They'll get a couple of extra kills. Zev low gets a Buster shotted away. He'll be able to survive. It's oh no, he won't. He actually gets killed on the fountain by Pape. And ROTM finds an ace on the doorsteps of the base. They've got the minions coming in, and they're going to do it. They're going to get the upset, and they'll qualify for the group stage at 3-2.
let's go. RTM gets it done. They finally make the qualification after finishing 2-3, 2 tournaments in a row. Gonna find it here and advance to the next weekend of games.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from them. They've showed their mettle throughout the weekend. They got the big upset on day 1 against the number 5 seed. They get the upset here against the number 16 seed. They've stood toe-to-toe against the number 1 and number 2 seeds over the last couple of days. Things are looking good in ROTM land, and they'll now get a chance to show their stuff in a couple of best of 3s at least as they continue. So really, really proud of the boys. Really good to see.
Yeah, I'm super happy for them. They put in a ton of work and glad to see it finally pay off here. Excited to see what we're going to be able to do next weekend in best of 3 format. And yeah, super happy. Thanks for casting alongside me, Maris. It's been great to watch these games with you.
Yeah, anytime. We won't have any of those games. Those are all going to be on the Rally Cry channels, official channels. Yep. So we'll keep you guys posted about where to watch the boys. But my next cast, I think, will be Friday night. I think we have Aegis.
Yes.
And I might actually have Aegis Gold as well. We'll have to see when that actually starts. But Star Nemesis about to start. So we'll have more games for you guys on the stream. So you won't want to miss that. But we'll see y'all soon. Again, congrats to the boys. Go celebrate with them, Lane. Give them my love, and
I will.
We'll see you guys soon.
See y'all.